What's up guys, I'm Mad Mike, and I'm going to show you how to wax a snowboard. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and talk about the tools you're going to need to get this job done. First off, you're going to need an iron. This here is a specialty iron made by Koo for hot waxing skis and boards. As you can see on the bottom, there's no holes like your household iron might have, but if you don't have one of these or can't afford one of these, go ahead and borrow your mom's iron if she lets you, or go to a thrift shop and pick up an iron for like $5 on the cheap. All you need it to do is to heat up your wax to be able to drizzle the wax along your board. The next tool you're going to need is obviously the wax. So this here is just typical all temperature wax, and it's good for all conditions. If you're riding more in cold weather, get a cold temp wax. If you're riding in springtime conditions or warmer weather, go ahead and get a warmer wax. In my case, I always like to use all temp wax. Pick some of that up. Don't use candles. The next thing you're gonna need is a scraper. This here is just something I found around the house. It's a piece of plastic with a really sharp edge. And what this is gonna be used for is to scrape up all that wax that we put onto the board. So, you know, I've seen guys using credit cards. I've used credit cards. You can use a metal scraper, whatever you can find if you don't have the actual tool. Not a big deal. You just need something with a sharp edge so you can get that wax off. So if you're doing it inside your house, guys, some things you're gonna need are a dustpan or a vacuum. Just keep your work area clean. And if you can do it outside, great, but you're gonna wanna go ahead and pick up all the wax after you're done waxing the board. Alright guys, as you can see, I have my snowboard here. One way that you can tell the snowboard's in need of wax is you can look at the base and it's lost its vibrant colors. This used to be a bright lime green and the black has faded, so this is a good indication that the board is going to need wax. If your base looks dry, it needs a waxing. First things first, I don't have any base cleaner, but if you do, go ahead and clean off your base now. In my case, just a wet rag, get all the dirt and little rocks or whatever might be on your base off the board. So once you've cleaned your base, you're going to want to let it sit for a couple minutes just so the base cleaner evaporates, or if you use a wet rag, the water completely dries so you're not putting wax onto a wet board. So I'm going to go ahead and let this board dry off, and we'll be right back for step 2. Alright guys, we're ready for step 2 now. Now that your base is nice and clean, we're ready to apply the wax. Go ahead and plug your iron in, like I've already done, and get your hot wax out. Now you just simply take your iron with the tip down. If you're using a household iron, make sure the tip is down so it's running off of a point. It's an easy way to drizzle the wax onto your base. We're ready to apply the wax now. So what I'm going to do is start from the tip or the tail and work my way down, melting the wax on the iron and just sprinkling it on, just like it's raining outside. Alright, let's go ahead and apply the wax. Remember, stick the wax to the iron, let it drizzle, and work it back and forth across your board. Let's do this. So you guys can probably see how I'm just going back and forth. I'm letting the wax melt. Just letting it drizzle on the base now. Again, you don't want to put on too much wax. Start off with a little bit, you can always add more. Now if you're doing this inside, you might want to put some cardboard or paper on the ground so you don't get wax all over your nice hardwood floor, because it's a pain in the butt to get off. Alright guys, now that I've drizzled the wax, you're going to want to take your iron, put it down on the board, and keep moving it around, spreading all that wax out. Don't leave the iron in one spot for too long because you can ruin your base. So let's go ahead and spread all this wax. So you're just working the iron back and forth. This wax smells really good. I think it's scented. I should check the package. It smells awesome. I love the smell of wax. But anyways, as you're spreading out the wax, you can start to see your base getting brighter. All the colors of your base are coming back. It's becoming more vibrant. And that's because your base was super dry and now it's soaking up all that all that wax into the actual base material. You can move from the tip to the tail. Just make sure that the wax is spread out nice and even. Alright guys, so I got the base covered in hot wax. It's still warm to the touch, so a little trick is you're going to want to go ahead and put it outside in the cold weather. Let your base cool down before you start scraping it. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, the board is nice and cool to the touch. It's coated in hot wax, so it's not too thick, so I won't be scraping too long. A couple techniques you can try are holding the scraper and pushing. You can see all the wax coming off, right? Another technique you can try is pulling. Hold the scraper on an angle and just start pulling the wax up. Again, you can push, or you can pull, or you can kind of do both. That's my brother calling. I'll be right back. Guys, we are done waxing the snowboard. Check it out. Look at that puppy shine. We're ready to hit the hills. Well, I hope that was informative for you guys. Thanks to Ty for reaching out to me. Go ahead and watch the rest of this video because Tyler's going to show you how to set up a snowboard. Peace.